Hi everybody, welcome back to Regina's World. Ooh, can't get this together. Anywho, today we're doing a story time because this weekend I have my activity schedule is kind of on pause because I am trying to get my finances in order. I had a little situation going on in my household here, so Mama got to pick up the slack, so Mama has took on a second job, so I'm going to be working on the weekends now. So until I get my finances back straight again and my schedule fixes itself and all that stuff. But anyway, this is going to be a story time about when you are pregnant. When you are pregnant. If you're thinking about being pregnant, if you're thinking about having a baby, and what people don't tell you about pregnancy and all that. So that's what this story time is going to be about. When the first time I got pregnant and the second combined, and what it was like being pregnant, what I was going through when I was pregnant. I'm trying to get this hair together. What I was going through when I was pregnant, how I felt when I was pregnant, the sicknesses, what I looked like, how much weight I gained, all of that. Okay, so if you are interested in these type of video, continue to watch and let's get it checked. Okay, so the first time I got pregnant, I was 18 with my first child, and his name is Keyshawn. Now he's 16, he'll be 17 in January 25th. He's an Aquarius, he'll be 17. But I was 18 in college, went to Alabama State, and found out I was pregnant at Alabama State and didn't know what in the world I was going to do, because that was the last thing I wanted to be, was pregnant. So I went to school and I was there for a couple of weeks, and then I just started feeling different, and and my clothes just wasn't fitting how I wanted it to fit. I had this little pudge going on that I'm sorry, I can't figure out how I want this hair to look. But I just had this little pudge, and I just couldn't figure out why and where it was coming from and why I had it in the first place. I just couldn't figure it out. So I took a pregnancy test at school and found that I was pregnant, and immediately I started freaking out because that was the last thing I wanted to be, was pregnant. So I ended up withdrawing from school because I didn't want to be in Alabama raising a child on my own. I wanted to be either with a father or with my family back home in Missouri where I had some help. So I ended up withdrawing from school. My baby father, his name is Kenneth, came all the way to Alabama from St. Louis to come pick me up, and I went back home. But I don't even remember. I don't even think they made it. I think their car stopped on the way, and I had to Greyhound it home, I think it was. But anyway, fast forward, I ended up going home, and when I went home, the journey of pregnancy began. So I had my best friend there at the time. Her name was Sheena Clay, rest in peace. She pretty much helped me through my first pregnancy because we were very young, and I was always at her house anyway, and she pretty much took care of me while I was there. But the symptoms that I was having while I was pregnant with the first child, I didn't gain a lot of weight at 17, 18. I just had a big belly. I had a huge belly, and I was always hungry and always moody, and I think I had morning sickness, but not as bad as the second one, because I didn't know I was pregnant the first time. So, and I don't even remember me feeling sick the first time. So I don't even think I had any morning sickness as the first pregnancy. I was hungry. I craved KFC all the time, chicken, mashed potatoes, and macaroni and cheese. I ate that almost every night. I was hella moody, and I was just huge. Like my belly was just huge. What I went through was, I remember taking a amniocentesis test. That means that they stick a needle in your belly and just drain out fluid and test it to see if your baby is going to have any kind of disorders, Down syndrome, and they can test for that before the baby is even born. So I was pretty okay during my pregnancy up until I think I was 5 months. I was 5 months, and I went into labor the first month. I mean, at this month, I went into my water broke, and my water broke in the bathroom. I was sitting in the bathroom, And I thought I peed on myself, and then I just started immediately having contractions right after that. So they rushed me to the hospital, and they cleaned out my uterus, and that shit hurt. They took this long, like, spear looking thing and scraped my uterus because I was clotting really bad. So they were yanking out all of the clots, and they were trying to talk to me, and that shit was hurting. My baby father was right there, and he felt helpless as hell because he didn't know what to do. So they oh gosh, sorry guys, my phone's about to die. I don't know why I do this, try to record every time. But anywho, they stopped my preterm labor, and I stayed in the hospital for an extra month until I got 6 months. This was a dry birth, so he was still in my stomach. When I stayed in the hospital for an extra month, and then I was getting sick. I started getting preeclampsia, so they had to do emergency C-section. I wasn't planning on having a C-section, but I had one. So recovering from a C-section sucked. We was very young. We didn't have anything to bring the baby home with. But my lovely mother, before I even got home, she bought a whole bunch of stuff for the baby, and I didn't even know she bought it. So when I got home, I had a room full of stuff, and I was so grateful because I didn't even have a car seat. Like, we didn't have money to get anything, and that was just a wake up call. And don't have kids when you're young, when you don't have no job, no money, no prospects, no nothing. Don't have children that young, okay? Because you're not ready. So I was not ready. But they don't tell you about the midnight waking up and the backaches. Oh, I couldn't sleep in my bed after 6 months, honey. Don't think you're going to be able to sleep in your bed after 6 months, because you are not, okay? Because your back is going to kill you. Your feet is going to swell. You're going to be extra gassy. You're going to burp all the time. You're going to pee all the time. You're just going to be so you're just going to be so not happy after like 6 months, because the baby is so heavy. And you're walking around with this heavy thing on you all day, waking up all day with this heavy thing. And men don't understand. Your boobs is swelling up with milk. They're hurting like a motherfucker. Your back is hurting. Your legs is hurting. Your feet is hurting. You can't fit your clothes. You can't wear what you want to wear. You can't perm your hair because they said it's bad for the baby. You can't, if you was a smoker, that's going to go out of the window. I've seen some people still smoke, and I just am again said, like, why smoke? Why? It's not that important. You can go 9 months without smoking, and then after your baby's born, you can smoke all you want. Just don't do that to the baby during this time. Just pause. You know what I mean? You don't have to smoke right now, but to each his own. But I disagree with mothers who smoke during pregnancy. So yeah, it really sucked. And the only good thing about pregnancy is when you go to the ultrasound and you get to see the baby in the 3D and you get to see what the baby kind of looks like. That's the most exciting part. Other than that, at the end of the pregnancy, you got to go to the doctor every week. That's a headache, you know what I mean? Up until that, it was like every other week, and then every month you just start going closer and closer. The closer you are to delivering, the more often you got to go to the doctor. It's a headache, you know. The swelling of the feet, the backaches, the huge boobs, the irritability. You can't do this thing. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't hang out with your friends. You just like miserable for 9 months. But pregnancy is beautiful, but it's a hard thing. Like, it is a hard thing on the body. It's amazing what the body does, but it's definitely a hard thing. Like, you have to be, you know, when people say, you know, they like being, I don't get why people like being pregnant. I hated being pregnant both times. I've never known what it felt like giving natural birth, because I had 2 C-sections. And I probably don't want to know what it's like to have a natural birth. And probably those who have a natural birth don't want to know what it's like to have a C-section. I think C-sections is pretty damn easy. You know, you're not in there pushing for hours. You're on the table. They cut you open. They take out the baby. They sew you back. The only thing that you got to do is just heal back up. And that takes a while to heal back up. But once you healed, you're back all right. Natural birth, you got to push for hours, and you're hurting your vagina, and you're slitting your asshole and your pussy open trying to push your baby out. No, just cut that bitch out and take him out. I think it's just so much easier that way, in my opinion. But who am I to say? Because I never had a vaginal birth. So, No judgment here for those who have, you know, because I don't really know. Never had an experience of vaginal birth. I just think this is pretty much easy. But it could be easier for those who have vaginal births and don't ever want to be cut open. You know, to each his own. You know, so, so with my second pregnancy, I had just had a miscarriage. Not a miscarriage. I had an abortion. And that was kind of a last minute decision that I made because I found that I was pregnant a second time and I cheated. I cheated on my, well, now husband, back in the day with another guy. Got pregnant instantly. Knew that time I was pregnant instantly because I got morning sickness instantly and I knew I was pregnant. So when I confirmed it, the guy was like, you know, he wants to get married and all that stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not having this baby. Absolutely not. So I allowed my baby father, aka husband, to believe that I was pregnant with his child. And I wasn't. So I knew that I was going to get rid of the baby because the man I had a baby by was darker than me. And that baby would have came out dark. And he would have instantly knew this was not my baby. So I got rid of that child, and going through an abortion was hard, but that'll be another video, another story time, what it was like to have an abortion. So I'll talk about that in another video, but then I got pregnant instantly after that with another baby, with my third child, Trey. That pregnancy was a lot because I went full term with Trey. And I stopped working at 6 months. I knew I was done working at 6 months. I told my baby father I'm not going back to work until the pregnancy is over. Oh, I need to dye this because this is scalp is driving me nuts. But I was big as a house usually, same routine. I went into labor, I think I was maybe 30 something weeks. I was just going in for a normal checkup. And then they told me that I had preeclampsia again. And I had an emergency C-section a second time. And they told me I only can get pregnant one more time after that one because the way they cut me, it was in a T. I don't know what that technically means. But I only can get pregnant 3 times and have a C-section 3 times. And then that was it. So I had a baby again that time. Same routine. This time I had terrible morning sickness. Big as the house. Gained like 60 pounds. Boobs was huge. Feet swelled. Can't lay in my bed after 6 months. I used to cry every night to get my back rubbed. In the shower when the baby was born, I used to leak milk. I used to just stand in a hot shower so my boobs can relax. They used to swell up all day if I'm not around the baby. Feeding times is like clockwork. Your boobs swell up, they hurt so bad. When you sleep at night, they release itself and you don't even know. You wake up in a puddle of milk, disgusting. They used to hurt so bad. If the baby wasn't around and my baby father was there, I used to be like, please just suck on them. It's horrible. It's horrible. He used to just suck on them and spit out the milk because he was just like, anything to shut you up. Oh my God. I used to take shower after shower just because the warm water relaxes the milk or something. I don't know. It's horrible. Then you have to buy pads and stuff in your bra so you won't leak out in public. And then when you have the baby, oh my God, you have to wear these long diapers because you're bleeding forever, and you have to wear these overnight pads from front to the back so you won't bleed all over yourself. It's a mess. And then when you have C-section, so you have to be on bed rest until you heal. The first time when I had a C-section, my staples opened up, so I had to literally myself heal myself. So I had to go back to the clinic, let them know that my staples opened up. They gave me like cloths and some cleaning stuff that I had to go home and clean it myself. Every time you get bloody, I would have to go clean it. When I tell you this is the worst smell that you've ever smelled, flesh that is healing from the inside out. Oh, it smelled like dead corpse. I had to go and make sure I was clean all the time. I used to clean it all the time because the smell would get so strong, and I had to go in there and clean it with the peroxide stuff that they gave me, and then pack it with clean little pads and stuff, and then tape my stomach. It is horrible when your staples come loose. The second time my staples didn't come loose, I wasn't as rough as I was the first time, but it was crazy. And this time my baby father's mother came to stay with us for like a month to help with the baby because I couldn't move. So they was in the living room with the baby while I was in the room, sleep most of the time, or they'll bring the baby in there to feed me because I couldn't move to feed, and they'll take the baby again. So I didn't have the baby for a while, but it was fine, you know. But thankfully she was there to help. My mother this time didn't come. It was just his mother and him right there with me raising the baby. And this time they bought everything for the little baby Trey. They bought everything for him this time. So it was just rough. So I just wanted to put that out there to sum up the video. Sometimes labor is easy for women. Other times labor is rough for women. And you just have to figure out, it's a beautiful thing when it happens, but you have to be careful while you're going through pregnancy. The younger you are, it may be a little easier to get pregnant. The older you are, it's harder. Because my best friend has been trying to have a baby for like 3 years now, and she's over 35, and she has no luck at having babies. So she might have to go take extra steps to have a baby. But that is how it is when you get over the age of 30. You start losing your eggs, and that's why women freeze their eggs, so they can actually guarantee that they'll be able to have a baby in the future, because it's not a guarantee when you get a certain age that you'll still be able to create life after the age of 30. So I'm grateful that I had children at an early age and got it out the way, because now I don't even ever want to go through that again. I'm glad I got it done and over with. But it is a beautiful thing. It's a long process. Your hormones is going to go crazy. You're probably going to be jealous up a storm if your man's is not with you every second of the day. You know, you want them there at the doctor's appointments with you, rubbing your feet, catering you. The older you are when you have this, you get pregnant, the easier, because your man is probably right there with you going through it. The younger you are, they don't understand what you're going through, so they're probably running the streets. They're not respecting you like they should. You know, it's a lot of things that go into it, but I just wanted to share this video for those who actually want to get pregnant, and what to look forward to when you are when you are looking to be pregnant or is pregnant. Good luck, have a safe pregnancy, and next time follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Paris, on Facebook, Sleepers and LVNB on Instagram, and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel right here down below, and comment. And so let's talk. All right, check me in another next video. Bye.